Hey there, ghosts and ghouls. Warlock Boo here. And I got a question for you. Have you ever heard how Marvel's dominating the market? How Marvel's doing so much better than DC? Well, that may be true in the movie category, but there's one category DC is beating Marvel's butt at, and that's equality. Okay, you may be confused, but let me set the scene. My son was little. About 2, so this happened a few years ago. And he liked Imaginext, and they were pretty indestructible, so for a 2-year-old, we'd get them for him. Well, I'm looking at the Imaginext, and I start noticing with the Superman and Batman, they got Wonder Woman, they got Catwoman, they got girl superheroes, Supergirl. I was kind of startled. Usually, they just market to boys. Well, okay. A few years later, my daughter's little. Just a couple years ago, in fact, because this all happened in 2015, and I'm going down the trail again. She's not big into dolls, but she kind of wanted some. So I was like, I'll get her some Monster High. They're a little weird, they're a little different, and she likes monsters. And then I saw it. A set of dolls that were superheroes. That weren't just any superheroes. They were DC superheroes. Wonder Woman, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, Katana, people like that, and it just kind of blew my mind. They got superhero dolls now? Why doesn't Marvel have superhero dolls? There's plenty of girl Marvel characters. That would be a great doll. And from this, I learned about the DC superhero girls. My daughter has fallen in love with these. She has one right now, and that's Harley Quinn. But she really wants to get Bumblebee. But there's a cartoon of this, and this has blown out of proportion. There's Legos of these dolls, actual action figures with play sets. They come with the dolls come with swords, and her Harley Quinn has a hammer. But I'm not actually here to talk about the dolls. I just wanted to give you some information on them. They started this, and now there's a TV show, kind of a TV show of them. You see, DC superhero girls, this is going to be a little interesting to review because not a TV show, but it's not a TV show. It's a cartoon they have on YouTube. Usually about 5 minutes long, maybe 10 at the most. And usually it connects, or sometimes they're just little simple plots by themselves. And then they have some made-for-TV movies that usually appear on Cartoon Network. Apparently they're going to have a whole show on Cartoon Network, but I'm not sure on that yet. Now, DC Superhero Girls is an interesting concept. It takes place in a world where the big heroes are Batman and Superman. So far, the only 2 big heroes I can see. And all the other heroes are going to a school to learn to be superheroes. And the main character at first is Wonder Woman. She's come to the school to become its next great hero. And it's kind of a fish out of water story when it's her, when she's the main character. With some nice Easter eggs, like her code to her locker is actually the date Wonder Woman was first printed. And I like that. I like that little nod to it. And she meets friends. Her roommate is Harley Quinn. And Harley Quinn's best friend is Poison Ivy. I mean, nice little nods to it. And the whole school is very neatly designed. You see, it looks kind of traditional, but at the same time, it looks weird. You have the lockers on the ground, but then you have lockers just in the air for the flying students. The halls are giant, so people can fly through them. There's doors on the ceiling and above everything because you can fly to it or hover to it or whatever. And I thought that was a neat little touch for a nice, make it real, but make it weird at the same time. Now, the school's principal is Amanda Waller. We all know and hate Amanda Waller, leader of the Suicide Squad and the one person everyone wants to be shot. But in this, she's a nice, kind of strict principal. The co-principal is Gorilla Grodd. Could be asking, wait, did they make Gorilla Grodd a hero? No. This is his community service, basically. He tried to take over the world and turn everyone into gorillas. Just like in the comics, he was foiled and forced to have to work here by Amanda Waller. And I think that's hilarious. It actually kind of matches her MO from the comics. Now he has to teach, and he is not happy with it. A lot of the teachers apparently seem to have had that same experience because they're all villains at some point and they're being forced to teach heroes. They don't all seem to hate it. A lot seem to like it. Uh, Now, the other characters, as I said, Wonder Woman's the first main character. After that, it kind of switches to uh, Supergirl and Batgirl, and Starfire coming in later, which is neat. It's nice because Supergirl, she really wants to reconnect with Krypton, but Krypton's gone. And it's not a fish out of water because she's adapted enough to Earth and normal culture, unlike Wonder Woman, to really get everything. But at the same time, there is a bit of hurt to her that she misses people. The first big movie had her missing her family, had her sad and upset because she missed them. The Batgirl, it has kind of an origin story with it touches on it. She's not really ever worked with Batman. She's just the school's tech support. She helps save them and becomes a Batgirl. Not a giant story. Starfire comes in later on the second big TV movie, and it's more about her relationship with Blackfire. But the third character that seems to be a main one that they really show from her perspective is one they don't have a doll of yet. I want them to have a doll of it. I think it would be a nice doll for girls. It's Big Bartha. For those of you that don't know who that is, that's perfectly normal. Big Bartha used to work for Darkseid. She came from Apocalypse. And in the States, have the same thing. She was like one of his top warriors. And in the comics, I may be wrong on this, she left. She fell in love with Mr. Miracle, Darkseid's son. He wanted to be a hero, something like that. I'm not 100% on her actual history. They've changed it 80 times in the comics. She helped try to invade the school. She was thwarted. And she was kind of amazed with what they could do. How much teamwork they did, how much they seemed to care for each other and go out of the way to help each other. And after helping Katana and I think it was Bumblebee with a prison break, they told Amanda Waller and she let them come into school. And she is just a neat kind of character because she's kind of angry. She's bigger than everyone else and tough. And I really wish they'd have a doll of her. Now, like I said, there are only a few dolls of these. There's Wonder Woman, Batgirl, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Katana, Bumblebee, Starfire, Blackfire, and I may be missing someone, but I'm not sure. Now, you hear some of those as villains. Yes, you're right. There are villains going to the superhero school. Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Huntress, or Chitara, whichever name she's going by this day. They're too similar to splits for me. Are going to this. And you'll be like, are they going to make them heroes? Kind of. Harley Quinn is just out for her own gain. She likes helping people, but at the same time, hey, if she can make some money or get something cool out of it, why not? Poison Ivy at first seems like the quiet, timid, Fluttershy type. Okay. Why'd they do that? Well, she's actually kind of manipulative behind the scenes and will purposely do things to hurt other people that gain her. Like, every month they had Hero of the Month, and they'd show what the hero did. And it kept showing Poison Ivy saving other heroes from evil plants. Well, as she's being interviewed, she's standing against the door, and you start noticing tendrils and the other plants that she had just fought hiding behind there and saying, well, I don't know where they came from. They just kind of appeared, but I'm so glad I could help protect everyone. She obviously did it for the attention, and I kind of like that manipulative they give to her that's hiding under this facade. The next one, Chitara, she's just a class bully. She's obviously still a villain. And Blackfire, Starfire sisters actually going to another school that trains warriors, they call it, but it's super villain. It's run by Sinestro, which is a cool concept. Now, I've only been talking about the girls, and I'll get to the few boys they do have. Personalities of each of the characters are actually about what you'd expect in a teeny thing like this. They're all teenagers going to school, they all act like it. But it's not so far from their superhero personality that it feels like they're just threw them out the window. There are hints and nudges at the actual personality they will have as superheroes. That's a nice thing. This was obviously a show put together by fans and a doll set put together by fans that wanted to basically expand what it could be, push it towards girls, because girls need superheroes too. You see, I used to work in a deli bakery, and we made cakes. You don't know how many times girls or mothers came in wanting a birthday cake with superheroes on it, but there's no girl superheroes to put on a cake. There's no toys for girl superheroes. There's no cake toppings for girls. Why? Girls like superheroes. Why not? Why can't they have a strong character? And Marvel has done horrible with this. Yes, they have females in the movies, but they don't advertise them. My son has a Guardian of the Galaxy blanket. Just one of those cheap throw blankets. It has Rocket, Drax, Star-Lord, Groot, but no Gamora, whatever her name is, I can't pronounce it, damn it, on it. Why? Why'd they take her off? She's a big part of the team. Why doesn't Marvel promote their female characters better? I don't know, but DC's trashing it. Now, there are male characters in the show. Two really come to mind. Flash, who is the member of the Investigation Club, and Beast Boy. And for Beast Boy, they actually got the voice from Teen Titans to do Beast Boy's voice. So it is a little nostalgic when I hear my daughter watching and I hear Beast Boy talk. Now, of course, they don't focus a lot on the boys, because it is a girl show. It's very girl-centric. But it does have them, and it doesn't play them off as idiots. Flash is apparently a great detective. He works for, the leader of the club is Hawk Girl, which is another character I'm shocked they don't have a doll of, because she's a very big character in the show. But he works for her as the second on the investigation team. Then you got Beast Boy, who's kind of a comic relief, but never an idiot like they have him in Teen Titans Go. They actually depict Beast Boy in this better than they do Teen Titans Go. He's more of a clown, a class clown, cracks jokes, but he's not stupid. He knows when to calm down. Not as hyper as Harley Quinn, but he plays really well off of her. And I like that. Any complaints? Yeah, again, you can tell the art had to have been done a little cheaper, because the first episodes are on YouTube, so they're free. But they're not bad. They're not as bad as, let's say, sorry about that, as some other shows out there. They could be worse. And they do show the action. They do show characters with their full set of powers and what they have. And it's very nice. It shows them working together. Now, there is a Lego version of this, and they even made a Lego cartoon of this. One or two movies, actually. Now, in these, they do add some of their own characters. Not horribly, but one of the characters is Lana Luthor, something like that, Lex Luthor's niece. And she comes in more in the Lego set, but in the second movie they have, she comes in very prominently as the main bad guy. And she's bald like Lex. Don't know why, but she's bald. And she's hiding as the school tech support to replace Batgirl. Which is a neat little thing. They also have these little, I think they've appeared in the comics, but I'm not sure. They're little living kryptonites that infect people and mess with their personalities. Different color do different things. And they've had to fight them. Usually it's Starfire, because she's immune to it because of her alien brain or whatever, which I don't know then why Supergirl's not, but okay. And they have to fight that. I will leave a link to their YouTube account, and to link to if you want to buy some of the DVDs or dolls. They're a great set for girls to have. They're great for it. They're empowering. They're superhero dolls. They're not skimpily dressed either. They don't look horrible outfits. They're not bad like the Bratz. They are giant, though. These things are huge. I mean, my daughter has two Monster High dolls. She has some Lala Loopsies, and you know Lala Loopsies are big. She has one Barbie doll and a Sleeping Beauty doll. Now, this doll and one of those fantasy high school dolls, well, her Harley Quinn doll is taller than all of them. I think she's the size of the Lala Loopsy doll. They're tall. They are huge. And as I said, they all come with weapons, clothes. You can get the cheap version, or you can get the more expensive $20 version that actually comes with everything. which I suggest that because they look better made and they can move better. But the dolls do stand up really well. They don't break easy. They don't smash easy. The shoes are a pain to get off because my daughter likes to take hers in the bathtub, and they don't. The shoes are made of a tougher plastic that doesn't come off easy. That's a complaint from me as a parent, not from anything else. But they are very good dolls. The show is good for girls. It's not like, oh, fashion, 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 which I get sick of in girl shows, which I'm going to have to review one cartoon one of these days on Nick Jr. that's all about fashion, and I think is horrible for girls. Because they use the word kawaii, and that is so outdated. Oh, I hate that word. But, yeah, I'm drifting now, sorry. Who thought you'd get a ramble in this video? But, yes, the show is good. It's great for girls. It's not all about fashion. It's not all about boys. In fact, they really don't talk about boys that much. As I said, it feels kind of like they wanted to take from how My Little Pony Equestria Girls worked out, but with less of a writing team. The writing team's not bad, but at the same time, it's not as good. But that, again, is a show that appears on YouTube more than TV, so you can take with that. But I would say, if you have kids, if you have little girls, or if you are just a huge comic book or DC fan, give this a watch. It is a great show to use for it. But if you aren't any of those, I would say you can pass this very easily. Me, I can get a few, oh, I get that and stuff. But I'm a big DC fan. I love DC Comics. And, yeah, I'd say give this a watch. Now, every day this week, every day this month, I'm going to be doing something special. I'm going to be reviewing something DC related. This was my first one, because this is DC Simba for me. I will have my usual stuff, but at least once a week you will be getting some kind of DC review. And I would like you guys to post in the comments down below what you want me to review next. I can review a comic, Justice League 3000, which I got the first 2 volumes of. Or I can review Son of the Bat, one of the first animated Batman movies with Damian Wayne in it. Or I can review The Batman. A lot of Batman. Batman is a big focus of DC. Kind of wish they had some other stuff for me to review. I like Batman, but I feel like I'm being beat over the head with it. But still, your choice. Which of those do you want me to review for my next episode for Sunday? Tell me in the comments below. And until then, this has been Warlock Boo, hoping to be spoken y'all later. Bye.